I am pleased to say now I am joined by British political commentator, broadcaster, and clergyman, Calvin Robinson. Calvin, thanks so much for joining us tonight. And I've promised everybody that we're not going to just talk about Harry and Meghan, although that seems to be what everybody wants to talk about. We'll get to the Prince Harry drama shortly, but what I want to do is start with a bit of British politics. And it seems that the Tories are in a bit of a pickle, sort of like the Liberal Party here in Australia. A former Conservative minister has quit the party and said she has lost faith in the team. Walk us through what is going on with the Tories in the UK now, because I'm not sure everybody here quite gets it.
Well, not a lot's going on with them, to be honest. They are down in the polls. I think Labour are beating the Conservatives by 22 points, which means that if there was an election today, the Conservatives would be out of power, which may have something to do with why this former minister has jumped ship. So Claire Perry O'Neill is a person I'd never heard of. And I'm involved in politics every single day. I'd never heard of the woman. But apparently she was a minister during Theresa May's government. She was the energy minister. And she's jumped ship to the Labour Party, saying that the Tories are too ideological. Now, I wish the Tories were ideological. They don't have an ideology. That's the whole reason that they're losing in the polls, because people do not know what they believe in, what they stand for, what their policies are. They're just, swimming on the surface. We don't know what's going on underneath. Now, Claire Perry O'Neill, who I've recently had to look up because I'd never heard of her, was a staunch Remainer who called Brexiteers jihadis. That tells me that perhaps she's gone over to the right side for her. It seems to me she's the kind of person that should be in Labour. If she thinks the Tories are too ideological and she thinks Brexiteers are too jihadi, then maybe she should be joining the winning team. And that's what this is. It's a winning team joiner. She's a career politician.
And Calvin, I mean, it strikes me that there's such a similarity here to what's going on in what you describe in the UK Tories with the debates that so many in our own Liberals, who are the equivalent of the Tories, are having here, i.e. what do we stand for? And there seems like there's a big group of people within both parties who think the thing to do is to stand for nothing or just go whichever way the weather vane is pointing and try to be a light version of Labour. Is that what's happening here? And is there a broader lesson for conservative centre-right parties around the world, do you think?
Oh, absolutely. And this is why, as a Conservative voter, as a small C Conservative chap, I think that the Conservative Party should lose, actually, because they don't stand for anything. They don't stand for Conservative values in social respects, as in putting the family first, as in making sure that people can afford to heat their homes this winter. They don't stand for Conservative values fiscally, as in being economically responsible, cutting taxes so people get to keep more of the money that they earn, those kind of things. So all the Conservative Party has been doing recently is chasing the left. I don't know if it's in order to chase a vote that doesn't exist or if it's a case of appeasing the left, but whatever they've been doing, the reason behind it, they've been chasing the left, which means that they've left their vote share behind. And therefore, I think they deserve to lose in the next election so that they can re-find their base and discover what conservatism means again. Because if they don't know it, they don't deserve to be in power. And if I look back over the last 12 years of Conservative governments, I can't actually think of one achievement that has been Conservative other tthan Brexit. That's because of Nigel Farage. That's not because of the Conservatives. So I can't think of anything they've done. It's a great shame.
Indeed. Well, look, that's a good lesson, and I think sometimes maybe a bit of time in the wilderness can help a party refocus, and we might see that with the Liberals here in Australia. So watch that space.